I've always believed that comics is a legitimate art form, and it was so frustrating being in college. Like, there are certain artists that were allowed into the curriculum and certain artists that weren't. And I would always ask them, like, you know, when I was back in school for painting and printmaking, like, we could look at Andy Warhol, we could look at Ansel Kiefer or David Sally or somebody. But I was like, well, what about Jack Kirby? Like, can we look at Jack? Like, no, that's comic books. And then it's like, okay, well then, is it merely money? Like, do you just want to see some money? Here's Frank Frazetta, motherfucker. You happy now? You know? But then it's like, that's not enough. There is something that's very special to comics that makes it a different art medium. You know, the French call it the ninth, right? We already have dance, poetry, literature, music, right? Go on the line. And then eventually comics is something, it's a weird hybrid of storytelling and picture making. And I think it's its own medium. It's special. It really is.
Hello, welcome to My Wednesday Comics. My name is Rocky Ballesteros. Welcome, you guys, this beautiful Wednesday, August 2025. My goodness, summer is almost over. School is starting. Camps are over. Kids are crying because they can't sleep in anymore. It's that time of year, and finally, the fog is lifting where I am, and the sun is coming out. So it made today an extra nice day to run around the city and go hunting for the books that I was going to pick up today on Wednesday, which is New Comic Book Day. Always exciting for me. And I love sharing what I pick up with you guys all, with all of you guys, with you guys all, with all of you guys. And that's why I do this. And it's been so fun doing it so much and building this community. 605 subscribers was the last time I checked, which is awesome. And thanks to all of you guys spreading the word, spreading the love, pulling in all your friends. We are over the 600 mark, which is really exciting. One of the things that was in a discussion 2 streams ago, 2 streams ago, was one of our friends that shows up here in the chat, Lindsay Rose, mentioned this crazy lime jello cottage cheese recipe. And we said if we hit 600 subscribers, we would try it out. You know what? One of the things I did this morning was get the ingredients for that thing. So I should have read the recipe closer, realizing that you actually have to let that jello, when you make it and you add all the ingredients together, you actually have to let it set for a few hours. So I don't have it in front of me to eat in front of you guys, but I will. I'm going to make it today. So as I'm prepping dinner later today, I'm going to prep this for a in honor of this chat and this channel. I'm turning into one of those guys. I think I mentioned to you guys when I had talked about this whole discussion with my family. My daughter's like, "Are you going to turn into one of those YouTubers?" Trying not to, but it'll be fun. I was just laughing at myself as I was hunting these ingredients this morning. I'm like, "Are we doing this? I guess we're doing this." I mean, this is literally 6 ounces of lime jello pudding mix. Or lime jello packet mix right here. So I don't think I've ever bought lime jello packet mix before in my life. So it's a first for everything. So anyway, thank you, Lindsay Rose. I know you're here in the chat right now. Thank you for the inspiration, the nudge. I don't know what you want to call it, but we're doing it. I'm committed to doing it. So I would have loved to have had that ready. I thought it would have been perfect to have that ready for a Wednesday, but like I said, I didn't know that it had to set. So I may have to throw in an extra stream later this week just for the sake of eating this thing. Because otherwise it's going to wrap. Otherwise, if I make it tonight, then it'll sit too long. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how inspired I get with this lime jello thing. But I'm kind of excited about it. It'll be fun. But yeah, so it's a great week this week. I as normal, as usual, on Tuesdays I'm scouring the internet trying to figure out or read the trades and hear the news from other YouTube channels, social media. What are the books coming out this week? And I write a little list for myself to keep so that I don't forget when I go to the stores. And that list kept growing and growing and growing. And I actually was pretty generous with the list in a sense that I was like, I'm just going to write these down, but I probably won't pick up these certain books. But I think I picked up maybe every single thing on my list except one. So we have quite a number of books to go through today, which is awesome. And don't let me forget, but I have a little special kind of a tracking thing a little bit that I want to do as we go through the books. It's kind of an extra thing that I wanted to add to the experience of My Wednesday Comics to just get your guys' gauge on the books that we're looking at, because I know in the chat you're giving me feedback of like what you like and what you don't like, but it would be kind of cool to kind of see it. It's my own version of a little poll that I'm putting together on the books that we'll look at today. So we're gonna do that. And what else are we gonna do? Yeah. Oh, I was gonna talk to you. I don't know if we'll have time, because honestly, we do have a lot of books, but I was gonna bring up some of the books that I picked up this weekend at a garage sale. But we may not have time to get through it. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. But anyway, let's get to the chat so that I don't get my average 30 minutes behind. But first in the chat was Mr. Mark's music obsession. What is up, Mark? Mark was the one who pointed out 605 subs. That is awesome. Yeah, it was 598, I think, when we were talking about Lime Jello, and then it jumped to 601, and then right before the stream started, it hit 605. So it's awesome. I think part of it had to do with the John Byrne Master Study stream that I did this past Monday. If you guys haven't seen it, definitely go check that out. I do another stream on this channel called My Master Studies, where I'm copying or studying and reproducing comic book pages from some master artists. And John Byrne is the one that I'm doing it now. It's from his Elsewhen series. And I talk about the process of that, and I live stream drawing it. So we're doing the inks on a penciled page of John Byrne's right now, and we're halfway through. I think you guys saw in my community tab, I posted the work that I was doing offline. So we did quite a bit of work while I was live streaming, but then there was the more technical backgroundy kind of stuff that I wanted to do offline so that it would leave the next stream, the next Master Study stream, enough time to finish that final panel, which is a really cool panel of like Wolverine coming at the camera. So yeah, right after I streamed on Monday, I think I just ate dinner and then I went back at it on the drawing board, and it turned out awesome. I actually I set up my camera and I hit the like time lapse, and I was recording the whole thing, and I was really excited about it. And then when I finished, I stopped my camera and went to watch the time lapse, and lo and behold, nothing recorded. So I didn't get anything out of that. It was like a good, I don't know, hour that I was drawing, maybe like 45 minutes that I was drawing, and it didn't record anything. So all I could do was like snap a photo and post it on my community tab, and that's what's up there right now. So you guys saw that final, I can show it right now. Whoops. That final, the finish on that top panel, which I thought turned out really cool. Like there was something about dropping in the blacks at the top, and then all those wires, fixing all those wires in there. And then it's just really cool to see all the like black spotted in, the shadow here. I cleaned it up. I drew the borders, which always makes the page like tighten up once you get the borders drawn in there. So yeah, this is turning out great. This page is turning out better than I expected. So yeah, this last panel here with Wolverine, I don't know if you can see it, or Logan, we're going to be working on that the next live stream. The next Master Study live stream. So super excited how this is turning out. Keeping us busy. And then, oh yeah, so that was in the last post. But I think, I mean, that live stream got good engagement. A lot of views have already rolled in on that one. And I think we got some new members. So very, very excited about that. And that probably contributed to the 605 where we're at. Mr. Monkey Boy 1969 is in the house. You know these little, like, I don't know, these penguins that you put in? They actually show. Sometimes the icons, particularly with you, Mr. Monkey Boy 1969, the icons sometimes don't show up or translate on Ecamm, but these do. I guess penguins are universal enough, huh?
How do you say monkey in French?
Mark was saying how he finished up his work. Where was that? Here we go. Finished my work for the week at 9 a.m. today. Worked a whole 8.5 hours this week. That's the life right there. Mr. Monkey Boy 1969 followed that up by saying, manatee chasing is tough. Because that's what Mark does. He's a manatee chaser. Where is that? Where is it? Oh, here we go. Lindsay Rose is in the house.
Roses are red, violets are blue.
The instigator with the lime jello fiasco. It's to be debated. Lindsay Rose, when you make that dessert, do you put the chopped walnuts in it? I'm kind of iffy about it. I'm like, is that texturally, is that going to work out? Who knows? There's all sorts of weird textures going on in that recipe. Cottage cheese, chopped walnuts, pineapples. They're all very, very odd textures. So, I mean, I have them. I have the walnuts, but I'm debating whether to put it in. But maybe it's a big part of it. So, we'll see. We'll see. Mark's talking about the weather there. Dread winter is coming. Is it? He has the... what was he talking about? Oh, here he goes. My kind of weather today, hot but not crazy hot. Might go out tomorrow in the bit if the weather holds up. That sounds good. Mark in the boat. That's a good place to be. Jeffrey Beats is in the house. What's up, Jeffrey Beats?
10% bogan, 50% bogan, 100% bogan.
All the way from down under, from a wet Meanjin. Sounds like it's raining over there. When I was overseas, recently came back from a trip to Asia, which somewhat closer to your neck of the woods, Jeffrey Beats. But they were like dealing with monsoon season and crazy hot temperatures. So maybe some of that is getting to you where you are. But it would like flip-flop from like heavy rains, tropical thunderstorms to blazing heat. It was kind of crazy. I love how Mark's tracking all the music here. Oh, I've been meaning to tell you, you guys should check out, I don't know if you can see on my channel, I'm not sure. I tried to do like a YouTube clip of somebody else's stream. I don't even know really how clips work. I just tried it. But I did a clip because just recently I subscribed to this channel. Look it up. I guarantee you will not be disappointed. And if you do end up going there and joining a live stream, I think he live streams every day. Tell him I sent you because I made it clear to him on his stream, on one of his live streams, that I was a big fan of what he was doing. It is crazy. It's a web a YouTube channel called Mr. Bologna, Bologna, and he makes cardboard creations live without any measurements. Like he takes suggestions from his audience, and then he makes these cardboard creations with like duct tape and cardboard, just random pieces of cardboard, and he's just making it live within a set time. And they're amazing. And he is such a cool like personality. When I was watching his channel, I was like, I am such a dud compared to him, because he was like, he had all this energy. He's really funny. He's listening to music and just making these cardboard things, but they're amazing. And the live stream was really fun to watch. And it was one of those things I was like, only on YouTube would something this bizarre exist and also do really well. So check him out. His name is Mr. Bologna. You will not regret it. It's wild. So, and so when we were talking about playlists or whatever, he has an ongoing playlist of music that he's listening to while he's doing these cardboard creations. And he shares that playlist on his Discord channel. It's this whole like connected community. It's crazy, but it's really cool. And it was part of it is I'm like researching how to continue to build this community on YouTube and beyond, like through Discord or whatever, and what works, what's successful, what things I like with other people's communities. And this was one of those things I was like, this is nuts, but I need to borrow some of this energy and some of this like genius because it's really fun and it's really cool. Jeffrey Beats says, this week I'm only buying Wolverine and Absolute Batman. Okay, so Absolute Batman is here. I mean, I've got that one. And then Wolverine, I think I asked you, and this is before I hit go live, which Wolverine, Jeffrey Beats? You might have already answered this to me. But I'm curious which Wolverine it is you're picking up. Mark says, I have most of the tracks Rocky uses in my library. That's nuts. And he even nailed this one. This one's Love Rain by Thomas Green. I like it a lot. That's awesome. I could tell you guys all the names of the tracks. Yeah, there was a track there called 368. It's amazing. It's in my electronic playlist, Mark's Music Obsession. His name is not without warrant, Mr. Mark's Music Obsession. It's what time of year, Emo Trash says? It's that time of year, Emo Trash. Have you started school yet, Emo Trash? I think once you go all caps lock, we'll know that you've started school. Good seeing you, Emo Trash. The latest Wolverine, Jeffrey Beats says, I think 11. Oh, okay. I don't even know what is going on in that storyline, to be honest. Or the creative team on that. I don't know why. I'm so weary about picking up like rebooted, restarted things. I say that and I have like Absolute Batman. I'm like obsessed with that book. But for the most part, like rebooting Wolverine or all the like ultimate reboots, I'm kind of weary about that. I have none of those books really appeal to me. But that's cool, Jeffrey Beats. I'm curious why and what's appealing for you on that one. 605, you got your lime jello cottage cheese? I did. I got all those ingredients. They're all sitting. I would have showed you the cottage cheese, but, you know, I don't want it to spoil. So that's in my fridge. I got the lime jello packet. I got the walnuts, the evaporated milk, the crushed pineapple. We're rolling. We're ready to go. I'm getting the last Psylocke 2 Jay Campbell cover. J. Scott Campbell has been doing incredible cover work, and I think he just exists on cover work right now, and he's so good at it. So why not? So yeah, I would think like if there are any books and there's a J. Scott Campbell variant out there, I'm grabbing it. He's so good, especially with the ladies. We were talking about who draws good female characters on the last stream. And he is in the top 5 for me, for sure. What? Emo Trash, what did I do? Nice, Rocky. Good on you for trying it. I'm going to try it. We'll see. Cooking in comics. Nice. I don't think it's going to be a thing. But for this particular case, it'll have. I had this grand idea. I was like, oh, I can like use one of my cameras and connect remotely, and I'll go from my kitchen to this setup, and it was crazy. And I was like, oh shoot, never mind. Next time you see me with that thing, I'm gonna bring the finished dish up and I will eat it for you. That's what's gonna happen. I don't think my grandma uses mayo in hers. Oh yeah, you said you might not need mayo, and I mean I have mayo. I do have the mayo, but I'm iffy about that too. Again, another weird. None of these flavors, textures, ingredients I would mix together if I didn't know that they made something that people eat. But sometimes that makes the best things, if you know what I'm saying. So I don't know. I might use mayo, but you don't think your grandma uses mayo. But that seems like a weird flavor to add into lime jello cottage cheese and walnuts and pineapple. You know, Comrade Sammy, I'm actually thankful Rocky isn't eating the lime jello cottage cheese today as I'm busy and I can't stick around. Oh, okay. Mark knew it. Lurking for very long anyway. Comrade Sammy gets credit for the wanting you to try it. It doesn't take much to kind of push me in that direction. And like I told you guys before, I will try anything once. Maybe that's too broad of a statement. I wouldn't try like anything worms. It's not like Survivor or anything, you know, like worms or like monkey brains or whatever, like raw bull testicles. Like that's not my kind of thing. But this is in the category of I'll try it. I'll see. I'm pretty adventurous. Thank you. I'll take partial credit for it, Comrade Sammy, as you should. Poll members get extra votes. Still a good incentive. That is a good incentive, Mark's Music Session. As I build out, I do wonder how would we do that though? Because some of those polls that are built out, like the YouTube poll or the community polls, I can't control how much your vote counts. I'll have to think about that, but it's a good idea. Like I can't give you an extra vote necessarily unless I create like a custom poll I don't know. I'm thinking out loud. But it's hilarious, and it's a great idea, Mark's Music Obsession. I have to start working. I'll listen in the background. Low Bogan rating today. Jeffrey Beat says, no problem. John is here. What is up, John?
He goes, what's your name? He goes, John.
Always good seeing you, John. Middle of the week, Wednesday. It's time. It's time to talk comics. It's time to say all our hellos. There we go. Salutations. Caught up. Harryine. What's that? Did I miss something? Harryine. I don't even know what that is. No more work until Monday. Mark's Music Obsession started the weekend early. Like literally in the middle of the week. I thought it was the Jello cottage cheese and pineapple. Yes, it is. Walnuts don't sound bad. Pineapple sounds 50-50. I like pineapple. I know pineapple's a whole debate, especially when it comes to pizza and stuff, but I really like pineapple as a fruit and as a flavor. So I have no problems with that. I've seen pineapple put in things that you wouldn't think was good and actually taste good. But walnuts, I'm not a huge walnut fan, but I can see the like texture being okay. I'm more of an almonds kind of guy. If we're going down the like, what nuts do we like? Pistachios. I like pistachios. Regular peanuts. I love regular peanuts. But yeah, walnuts, not my favorite. Cashews. I do like cashews. Walnuts are okay, but I don't normally have them in it. I think it's also probably the size of the walnut would probably... Sorry, I forgot to do this. We're shooting the fat. I'm already in the middle of shooting the fat. I think the size of the walnut would affect things too. I would probably opt to like cut them up a lot smaller than normal to put them in there. Pineapple balances out, emo. Now Lindsay wants chips. Asia is our neighbors. Loads of good Asian food here. Awesome. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Like how good is the Asian food in Australia? But that would make sense. I know a lot of people from Singapore, where my wife is from, immigrate to Australia. They'll either study there or move there for work or whatever. So I can imagine the Asian influence is big there. That's great. Sorry, all I have is cookies, Mr. Monkey Boy. Man, I'm getting hungry. I actually just ate my lunch, but I'm getting hungry talking about that. Just sounds a little too citrusy, but to put pineapple on top of the lime. That's a good point. That's a good point. Maybe that's why the mayo balances out all the citrus. Now I really want to try this lime jello. It's like a big question mark now of like, what is this actually going to taste like? I do what I do best because I'm illin and able, John. Is his name Oscar Mayer? No. 605 subs and growing. Don't fix it if it ain't broke, Rocky. There you go. Yeah, Mr. Baloney's name Oscar Mayer? No, it's not. He's got quite a personality. I think he has ADHD too, so he's like really like not just me speculating. I think he's declared that he has it. So he's really like all over the map and he's like dancing and stuff, but he's such an entertaining personality and seems like a very, very nice guy. So yeah, check it out. Go watch Mr. Baloney. Library. Are you making fun of my pronunciation? Absolutely caked man. Big back man. That's right. He's coming today. Class starts next Monday, though I forget how many of them. Thanks for the reminder to check. That would be good to know, Emo Trash, how many classes you have on Monday. Don't fix it if it ain't broke. What kind of engineer are you? Yeah, engineers, they break it and then refix it again. Latest Wolverine is okay. I'm on the fence with it. Sounds like you're hitting that like 10 issue mark. Sometimes it's like 6 issues for me of where I'm like iffy on whether or not I'm going to continue with the series or not. So, oops, sorry. So, yeah. I mean, don't be afraid to just eject, Jeffrey Beats. I give you all permission to do that. Individual comics are they're not cheap these days. So if you're on the fence about a title, just eject, man. My music server currently has 24,669 tracks and growing as I feed them. Wow, that's amazing. Music and comic art is copyright MO. What the heck is all this Mayo talk? What's up, Sean? I have no idea what is all this Mayo talk. But apparently it's going into this recipe of lime jello cottage cheese, which it's like lime jello does not sound healthy. Cottage cheese is actually quite... When I was telling my wife about this recipe, she's like, cottage cheese is really good for you. Good source of protein. But I'm like, lime jello packet and evaporated milk, dairy. I don't know. I don't even know what category this thing is in. Emo Trash has only been taking 3 classes per semester since after my first one, learned that threshold quick. Mayo and that mix-up is an immediate no for me. Some people hate mayo. Actually, I really like mayo. Depends on the mayo. Love me some Miracle Whip. But, yeah. We'll see. We'll see. You just don't know until you try it, and we got to try it. It could be a disaster, but I think it's going to be tasty. Hello, Shanthan Jetty Art. It is the white peepo attractant. The white peepo attractant. What? That's an inside joke if I've ever heard one. Mark's Music Obsession does make improvements. Everybody's saying hello to my friend Sean. Raw bull testicles is diabolical. 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 Huh? He will eat the smells like feet and natural gas fruit, so he will try. There we go. That's right. And I try it every time like a sucker, Mark. Durian, I'll try it every time because I love my wife. I'll try it. She's like, you really don't like it? I'm like, all right, let's go. I'll try it. But this time, this past trip, I actually tried some, which was actually quite good. So I didn't chow down on it, but I ate a couple bites and I was like, not bad. Not bad. Yeah, Rocky Mountain oysters, that's what they're called. That is what they're called, which is unfortunate for anybody named Rocky or Mountain. Oysters don't... Exactly. Wolverine is particular... Oh, hairy in the panel. Oh, that's what you're talking about. Harrying. That's what you're talking about, Lindsay Rose. Okay, I'm tracking now. Got it. When the chat is like 30 minutes behind or ahead, sometimes the jokes don't fall. But I get you. He's super hairy in that panel. And that's a John Byrne, Terry Austin signature move. That's actually going to be a really challenging panel for that very fact of inking those hairlines. Because I think I've told you guys, Terry Austin was a master with hair, with body hair. Like making it look perfectly groomed. Hold on, I'll show you. I have some examples here specifically for me to reference because of that. But that's like, it's like a signature Terry Austin. It's not like scribbly gook. It'd probably be best if I go in the overhead camera here. But here, and this is even like slightly blurry because my camera isn't like the best, but you can see how he, yeah, I guess that's the clearest you'll see, but how he does body hair. It's not like just like scribbly scrabbly, like there's a rhyme and reason to it and it looks awesome. It looks really good. So I'm going to try and capture some of that in that last panel. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard. So yeah, that is the next challenge that we'll hit. Oops. This is just nuts. That's you guys good. What about I'm not trying those, but what about them? Pistachio gelato. I saw pistachio jello, like jello mix. I thought that was kind of interesting. I almost grabbed it, but I was like, nope, this ain't lime. It's green, but it ain't lime. The huge thing that's going on right now, This kind of started that I saw a few months ago, and now it's this craze. I don't know if it is in your guys' neck of the woods, but the Dubai chocolate craze. Have you guys heard about this? It's all over social media, and I think like Trader Joe's tries to carry it, but it sells out. Costco has carried it before, and it sells out. When we were in Asia, like in Malaysia and even in Singapore, they had different things that were Dubai chocolate flavored, but it's pretty much pistachio, some sort of pistachio cream mixture mixed in with milk chocolate, and then they add this like textured pastry flakes. I don't even know, some sort of Middle Eastern like fine pastry that's mixed, not like baklava, but similar like flaky kind of texture thing. It's all mixed together and cooked inside the chocolate. It's really yummy, really sweet, but really yummy, and it's all the craze right now. So absolutely, without question, nuts of any kind do not belong in brownies or cookies. Really, John? Anti-nut in cookies and brownies? Usually finely chopped walnuts. Okay, got it. Right, John? That's a bold statement right there. That is a bold statement. I'm down with pineapple in almost anything. Most anything. Literally have a pina colada favorite drink I'm sipping on right now. Just don't know about the texture of pineapple with cottage cheese. Cottage cheese is a weird texture. They do sell those like cottage cheese, like yogurt cups with cottage cheese and then pineapple topping. I've seen those before. So it seems like a common combo. Well, we'll see. It's all a big mystery. You guys are going to miss out. I mean, I think it should be a lime jello cottage cheese watch party. Like we should all make it and all eat it together and all comment at one time. Like that's what should happen. I don't know. I get that emo trash. I think it's supposed to be finely chopped. I also like mayo, but I'm not down to try it with lime cottage cheese. Yeah. Miracle Whip is not mayo. Come on. White peepo attractant is mayo, Rocky. Oh, okay, got it. Miracle Whip is not mayo? What? I like Miracle Whip. No? Not really? I recommend Better Body Foods avocado oil mayo. Better Body Foods avocado oil mayo. I've not tried that. Miracle Whip is salad dressing, not nearly the same ingredients. I like it sometimes, but definitely isn't mayo. Okay. Okay, fine. Healthier mayo. I love how we're trying to make mayo healthy. Like the whole concept of mayo, it's just like liquid fat, kind of liquid creamy fat. And the idea of trying to make it healthy is hilarious to me. Use sparingly. Mayo isn't bad. Slathered on everything though. Yeah, go for the healthier choice. I mean, where would like egg salad be without mayo? If you don't have a good mayo, like it wouldn't work out. So yeah, I'm pro mayo, big time. Has anybody eaten mayo on their hot dog? Sometimes I do that. Add mayo, ketchup, and mustard. Like over condiments on your hot dog. It's good. Those nuts could be stale at this point, Sean. Indeed, a bold statement that I apparently missed, John. Emo Trash says. Mayo in moderation. Yeah, I mean, I'm not eating spoonfuls of mayo, but mayo's good. Like it's, whenever people lay out, like when you go to barbecues, I've got to have mayo, like for my burgers, for, like I said, I'll put it on a hot dog sometimes. What else do I use mayo on? It's predominantly sandwiches. Like sandwiches that without mayo are not really good. I like it. Are you talking about mayo on a hot dog? You don't like it, Shant? Mutts don't belong on anything. What about mayo and? I mean, we're about to embark on a dish that has mayo and nuts in it. That sounds like a nightmare to you, John. Plain hot dogs? No, Lindsay Rose. No way. Plain hot dog? That's like Joey. What's that guy's name? The guy who eats all the hot dogs. He's got to eat like the bun and the hot dog. Joey, I was going to say Joey Nuts. It's not Joey Nuts. Joey, somebody tell me who the guy is. The like hot dog eater champion. Joey. Somebody's going to get it in the chat. They're going to win the prize. John says, don't be bringing your crazy brownies nor cookies to the potluck. No one eats them. More for me, John. More for me. All right. I don't even know where this conversation is going anymore. We got to bring it back to the center here. We're going to with comics. Okay, so here we go. First comic. Like I told you, Big Back Man is here. Joey Chestnut. Thank you. I knew it was a nut name. Thank you very much, Mr. Monkey Boy, 1969. Joey Chestnut. Ironically, because we were talking about nuts also. That guy's gross. I mean, he eats hot dogs like I can't remember what the latest record was, but it's disgusting. Him and the other guy was like Kobayashi, I think was his name. He was like a Japanese guy who was like super tiny and like ripped kind of, but he was the world hot dog champion at one point. It's nuts. Conversation is going towards lime jello cottage cheese, right? I guess so. I guess so. John, you're going to miss out on all of the other part of the brownies. That's right. He's pretty, this is probably the strongest opinion that I've seen come out of John regarding nuts and brownies and cookies. So it's a little surprising, but fair. Thick Man and the Omega Chunky Man. So the last issue, 2 issues, or maybe just 1 issue, they introduced Bane. This is Absolute Batman number 11. This image is crazy disturbing and awesome at the same time. Nick Dragotta cover image. Bane is bigger than anything. He's like thicker than you can imagine. And I didn't catch this because of the dressing up here, the title, but these are like hanging boots of Batman, and this are like his cape, edges of his cape. That's a really disturbing image. So I was super excited. The last issue, and here's his cowl right here. He's got it under his hand. I was really excited to get into this because the last issue was awesome. There's some comics today that I picked up that are the next issue in line, and I actually haven't read the issue before it, which is blasphemy. I know. I always thought I should make it a rule that I don't get to buy a comic unless I read the comic before it, if I'm like reading a series. But then I get way too behind, like I get in the chat. So I just end up buying it. But then I have 2 or 3 issues that I fall behind on. Absolute Batman was one of them. So I read the previous issue last night, actually, because I knew this one was coming out today. And I was really excited. It ended great. It was an awesome setup. It was just like, here we go. Bane is coming to destroy Batman, and Batman was like fighting to get. He was caught and kind of imprisoned, and he's fighting to get out. So I was really excited for this issue to come out, but I didn't know this until I opened it up when I got home. Nick Dragotta does not draw this issue. Dun dun dun. They have a guest artist, which is actually surprising because I think this is a big part of the Bane storyline that's happening right here. And for Nick Dragotta not to follow through and draw this issue was a little surprising to me. So the guest artist is a guy by the name of Clay Mann. And I have seen Clay Mann's work before. It hasn't stood out to me. It does not feel like anything like Dragotta's art, to be honest. So it was an interesting choice for artist here. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. This actually reminds me of Image Comic Swimsuit Edition or something, this spread. But here we go. Abomination Part 3. Oh yeah, this is third part of the Bane storyline. So yeah, Clayman, he has more of like a realistic style, if I'm not mistaken. I know he's drawn some DC stuff before, but they're going into, it looks like they're going into a lot of the like past of Bane's existence here in the, like a rebel army or something. A lot of little panels, a lot of writing. Goodness gracious. I mean, that's cool. There's definitely weird, creaturey things going on with Bane. That's awesome. It's like a Bane in the shadows. And at the same time of this Bane storyline, they were introducing Croc, or Killer Croc, who happens to be one of Bruce Wayne's childhood friends in this Absolute Batman storyline. His name's Waylon. So yeah, they showed the mutated Croc in the last issue. But yeah, this looks really different from the Nick Dragotta approach to Bane. I don't know how I feel about that. Okay, let's see. It's Thick Man and then Omega Chunky Man. Look at them legs. Damn. What are you talking about? The irregular brownies and chocolate chip cookies are always eaten first and completely. Rest are meh. Comics is the topic. So, Mark's Music Obsession dropped an image. Oh, you. I'm not going to even click on that. You. Mark. That's dirty. Everybody can click on that. It's a safe link, but I'm not going to click on it because that's just sneaky Mark throwing that in there. Body positivity, healthy at any size. No, this is not a healthy size. Although Bane, so this artist's version of Bane, he's like, looks like a weightlifter. Nick Dragotta's version of Bane is like this grotesque, muscular, like being. So it's different, it's a totally different feel. Poof. So, based on Batman lore, Bane is for sure a backbreaker. So they're making that really clear here. This is cool though. I love the adrenaline or whatever the liquid chemical being pumped into his veins. Yeah, I mean, this is cool, but I'm totally missing the Dragotta take on this, which is why I'm really curious why he didn't draw this issue. There must have been a good reason. I mean, it's cool. It's cool, but it's different. It's totally different. It's less cartoony than Dragotta does. Man, there's a lot of panels. It's almost too many panels here. Did he? He just chopped off his hands, guys. Yikes. What is going on? That's kind of important to have arms. He just cut his arms off. And he's just breaking his face. Okay, I'm curious what's going on here. Is this really Batman? It's cool, but it's a little different. It's a little different. I miss the exaggeration. of Dragota's stuff. It has a little bit more impact. All right. That's a weird issue. Looks like Bane's going after his friends. But that's kind of a bold thing. Sorry, spoiler alert, that his arms get chopped off here. And his face gets caved in with his own insignia, axe insignia. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this plays out. A huge reason why I am consistently picking up this book is Nick Dragota's work. So, like stuff like this, like that gets me so excited. So we'll see. I mean, I know that he's still gonna stay the regular artist on this book. It's not like he's leaving the book, but he must have had to take a break for some reason. Maybe the next issue is gonna be totally jacked up. I want to hear your thoughts on fondant now, John. Do you hate fondant as well? Absolute thickness overkill. Hey, chat. What's up, Timmy Millo?
And the Guardians are headed to October.
Bringing up the Cleveland population in the chat to 2. Welcome, welcome. I really generally don't care for fondant, Mark's Music Obsession says. I'm not a huge fan of it. Like when they're on birthday cakes or whatever, I'll tend to like peel it off, maybe get like a couple bites, but it is a little sweet for me. So yeah, sometimes it can be overdone, but it's pretty. I like that hat drop panel. This is pretty much traditional Bane. I agree, Timmy Mello, right? It doesn't feel like absolute Bane. It feels like regular Bane. Rocky comic sound effects. That Batman is beastly in the shadows. So in this world, Bane breaks the Batman's arms and face. Yeah, he's breaking other things. Fondant looks like straight Play-Doh. It does. And it tastes like almond paste. John thinks it tastes like Play-Doh. But you can make cool creations with it. Like people decorate their cakes and do like beautiful forms with their cakes. All right, Absolute Batman 11 is our thick appetizer here. Slightly disappointed. I mean, the art's good, but if you come expecting what Dragota's been doing all this time, you might be a hair disappointed. It's different than when they had that fill-in artist. Oh my gosh, it's not Rodriguez. But they had the fill-in artist of Absolute Batman that was doing the Mr. Freeze stuff. That was cool. I really like that. And I felt like that worked as a fill-in artist for Dragota. That artist is... Marcos Martin. He was the fill-in artist for a couple issues to do the Mr. Freeze storyline. And he was great. I think he works well as a... in the Absolute world. Fondant isn't food, it's decoration. Sounds like a useless craft then, no offense to them though. There's some amazing fondant stuff out there. Amazing fondant creations. I have a friend who she was really good at like cake making, and she made one of my kids, like an Angry Birds cake, and she used fondant, like colored fondant, and it looked like the main Angry Bird red. It was really nice. And then she made tiny little Angry Birds that were fondant covered Rice Krispie treats. Yeah, it was fun. So can't do that with buttercream. You know what I mean? Fondant is... Jeez. Who is this John? Such strong opinions about fondant and nuts. My goodness. Learn something new every day. Okay, Batman Year 1, number 10. I think we got 2 more. Is it 2 more issues of this? This is not the last issue, is it? No. I think we have 2 more issues of this. No filler artist ever on these, which is really amazing and very impressive. Chris Samney is the artist, and the artwork has been consistently good in this series. Chris Samney and the colorist, Mateus Lopez, also great colors. This is kind of a new iteration. I mean, he's shown up in the last few issues. Clayface is a big part of this story, but I love this mask that Samney added to him. This kind of hard clay mask. It's a really cool look. Feels very pulpy. This is funny. The bat symbol, and then there's like an R next to the bat symbol, and then you look here and Robin's like making an R with his hands. That's hilarious. That's kind of the flavor of this book, because it is about their relationship and this kind of pseudo father-son dynamic between the two of them. Robin's like such a kid, goofy and carefree, and Batman's a lot more serious and fatherly with him. Here's a reveal. Da-da. Clayface is in disguise as Gordon in this particular. Love that. Clayface is such a cool character. I heard a rumor that he might be showing up in the Batman movies. I heard a rumor about that. Or they might be doing some sort of TV show or something. Like he's going to show up on the screen sometime. So that could be interesting. That could be a disaster, but that can also be really cool. I like Clayface a lot as a character. Great stuff. Great action sequences. Samney's awesome. If you follow him, I just got an email from him today. I subscribed to his newsletter. He's about to have a doodle sale, which he does maybe 2 or 3 times a year. And he sells his like hand-drawn doodles because he's constantly drawing and posting it on social media like almost daily. Beautiful drawings. So if you're interested in Chris Samney's work, that's a somewhat affordable way of owning a piece of his stuff, but they sell out fast. So if you like his stuff, have some extra cash, go sign up for Chris Samney's newsletter because you might be able to pick up something cool. I'm not a huge fan of his Batmobile. I mean, I know it's like of the time, like the older style. But that's so signature, the Batmobile. What an artist will do with the Batmobile is such a big signature move. So you kind of want it to have a little something something. It's cool. Cool stuff. Very, very tight art. They get arrested at the end. Dun, dun, dun. I don't know what's going on with this. Immortal Legend Batman. That looks weird. Whenever Batman's in like some crazy tech armor like this, it often does not work. There you go. Oh, there's a bald eagle right there. Is this the kind of eagle you saw in your backyard? Is this you, Mark, and the bald eagle you saw the other day? That's what I imagine. Batman and Robin Year 1, number 10. It's looking good. Looking good. I'm curious, too. Once this is done, they'll probably compile it, but if it's what I think it is, which is 12 issues, that's pretty thick for a graphic novel. But it could be cool. Da, 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 da. Kale is pointless. Timmy Mello says kale isn't that bad. Some of it tastes like marshmallows. Fondant does. It's true. It's true. John can be passionate when inspired. If I'm eating calories, it's going to be good, not just palatable. Can you imagine fondant-coated nuts? I couldn't. Although when we went to Korea, there is this brand of, I guess, really popular almonds in Korea, flavored almonds. And the brand was HBAF, healthy but awesome flavor, I think is what HBAF stands for. But they had a million different flavors, and they have a huge store with all these characters and stuff. And so they have like tiramisu almonds, or boba brown sugar almonds, or tteokbokki, which is that like spicy rice cake, and they flavored their almonds like that. So they had like savory almonds, they had sweet almonds, but they were wildly popular there. And even some friends of ours who found out we were going to Korea asked if we'd bring some of those back. So we have a few packets of those upstairs, and they're good. But I don't think they have a fondant one. The closest I could think is they have... they had this rice cake one that was kind of mildly sweet, and it's based off of not a marshmallow texture, but like a rice cake kind of texture surrounding the almond. So that was pretty good. They had Dalgona almonds. Dalgona is that like from, if you guys watch Squid Games, that game that they were playing where they were carving in that browned hardened sugar, like cookie kind of thing, where they were drawing those patterns in those, or like trying to carve them out. I think that's Dalgona or Dalgona. And they had that flavored almonds too. I haven't tried those yet. Damian Wayne in a nutshell. Yeah. That kind of attitude. That wouldn't be far from yogurt covered nuts. Yeah, I'm not a big fan. I like yogurt raisins. Yogurt nuts, not as much. He's getting a movie. Clayface is getting a movie. Nice. Yeah, I thought I heard something about that. So that's going to be like a CG bonanza, I think, using Clayface in that way. But that could be good. I've loved Clayface in Batman the Animated Series. He was a great character in that. So hopefully they tap into that. And they actually used him again in the more recent Batman the Animated Series that Bruce Timm did, where Batman was more of a detective, kind of like a pulpy detective. And they had a story with Clayface in it as well. And that was great too. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I thought the R was about a registered trademark. That guy who looks exactly like David Bowie, whose name escapes me, is playing Clayface. That looks like David Bowie. David Bowie. Does anybody look like David Bowie? David Bowie's such a unique face. Okay, now I got to look that up. Timmy Mello. Tom Reese Harries. And Tom Reese Harries, he does kind of look like David Bowie, doesn't he? Where have I seen him before? I don't think I've seen any of that. Oh, Yellow Bird. I don't think I've seen any of these movies. Huh. Oh, was he the guy? Was he the star of The Crow, the new Crow, which I never watched? Huh. Okay. All right. Interesting. Then who's the director? That's always telling, too, who the director is. James Watkins. James Watkins directed what? I always go down these, like, IMDb holes. Episode of Black Mirror. I don't know any. Speak No Evil was his latest movie with James McAvoy. Didn't watch that. So it seems like it's going to have this like sinister tone to it, at least from his IMDb. All right. That's a big like question mark on that movie. There's nothing I can really sink my teeth in, at least right now. Max Pangella, who's that? Oh yeah, that guy. All right. Curious. We'll see if that even gets off the ground. Haven't had caffeine today. No wonder I've been fading periodically. You got to rectify that, emo trash. What's up, Cranberry Langers? How are you doing? Are you on break right now?
This is a cranberry, full of power.
Good seeing you. We have 2 nesting pair of bald eagles that are here year round. One nest is about 100 yards from my back deck. Wow. And do they eat fish? Like what? I can imagine bald eagles like can eat a lot, right? For a bird. So they must be going for like fish, or do you have huge rodents nearby? Or yeah, that is awesome. If you try everything under the sun, what will your friends impress you with? Looks like a riddle. Rocky prefers them thick. Why do my friends need to impress me? They have the HBF nut. Oh, do they really? Mark's Music Obsession? I didn't know that. I had never heard of them before until we were in Korea. So, they were huge. There were like stores everywhere of that stuff. Cranberry Langers like yogurt raisins. Raisins is also... You guys are like the pickiest eaters that I know of. Clayface movie is apparently going to be based off of the Batman animated series. Okay, cool. That's cool. That's probably, I'd argue, the best version of Clayface. It's just like Harley Quinn in Batman the Animated Series is the best version, I think, of Harley Quinn. Clayface is also one of my favorite versions. I mean, Joker was great in Batman the Animated Series. Batman the Animated Series did so much, not just for animation and American animation, but just for the Batman canon, the brand of Batman. It did so much for that. It's great. Raisins and oatmeal and salads can be good. Okay. Wrong, Emo Trash says. I like covered raisins over regular, Lindsay Rose says. All right. Well, when a raisin surprises me in anything, my day is immediately ruined. Tom Reese Harry's, yes. Getting nutty up in here. Chock full. Oh my gosh, you guys are full of it. He looks exactly like Bowie. I wonder if he's going to play David Bowie in a movie. He should. Oh, Cranberry. He's on break, yes. I have peanuts instead of chips. That's healthier. I'm a sucker for chips. I love chips. They have got some great flavored chips in Asia, too, that are different from here and Europe, I remember. And particularly Pringles have very, very different flavors in other countries than they do here. Like, I think I remember like ketchup flavored Pringles and curry flavored Pringles. They had ham and cheese flavored Pringles in France, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Here we just have what? Like sour cream, barbecue, and cheddar cheese. Like that's all we got. Every now and then you might get a like sea salt or like salt and vinegar. I love salt and vinegar chips. I'm a sucker for chips. I really love chips. Hyde Street still looks great. Yeah, let's get back to it. Hyde Street, number 8. This is great. Ivan Reese, Danny Meeke, their artwork is amazing on this book. Look at this incredible portrait. And it's definitely the combo of these two guys on this book. Because I've seen Ivan Reese's roughs before, as you can imagine, like his pencil roughs, and they're beautiful. And like he does a lot of like modeling with his pencil lines. But to translate that into ink takes a lot of hard work and a lot of skill. And Danny Meeke translates these pencil lines beautifully into ink. So I would love to see these originals. Like, I'm sure they're mind-blowing. And the colors are awesome in this. Brad Anderson colors. Psh, Ghost Machine's like heavy hitter. Look at these hands. Good night. It's great. Perfect casting of artists on subject matter right here. Like, who better to draw disgusting monster gory kind of stuff than these guys, and make it look appealing and beautiful and stunning. So good. Yeah, they should be winning awards for Hyde Street. It's a really, really good book. These awesome faces and expressions. Ooh. Great. Beautiful. Dang. It's good. So good. There's something so... It's like Reese's choice of like headshots and expressions. It feels really big and like cinematic. I wonder what size he's drawing this. It feels like he's drawing this in a bigger size than even 11 by 17, just by the amount of detail and drawing mileage he's putting into it. It feels bigger. Like Todd McFarlane did that on his Spider-Man series when he was doing Spider-Man just after he left Amazing Spider-Man, and then he started working on Spider-Man, just Spider-Man, and he was doing all the art and the writing on it. If you look at the artist edition on that, he drew on bigger paper because he wanted more detail and more fine lines. It kind of feels like they're doing that here. This is so disturbing. So this is drawn by a different person, Francis Portello, who's a good artist, but he's even Ivan Reis. Oh, this is Ivan Reis drawing though, but for the cover. So they're having a fill-in artist next. I don't know. Don't know if I'll pick that up. The cool thing they're doing on this, just in Hyde Street, is Mr. X-Ray is one of the main characters, and so is the Boy Scout kid, whatever his name is. I think it's Timmy. But they're bringing in new characters that are part of the Hyde Street world, like this Frankenstein monster, and now in this issue, it looks like they're focusing on this dude, this like freaky surgeon dude. This is so good. Really nice. I'd love to see like an artist edition of this work. So here's an example. I'll zoom in here. Here's an example of Ivan Reis's pencils. So like his pencil work is like that, but then like if I was an inker on that, I'd be like, we're just gonna blacken this shadow here. And this is gonna be solid black here, and then some hair detail, but Danny Meeke's going in there and like sketching almost as finely as Ivan Reis is doing in his pencil work. And it's amazing. The combo's perfection. trade paperback. Brook Exodus is coming back soon. October. Whoo, I'm very excited about that. Another great art team on that. Jason Fabok doing the artwork on that. Nice. Hyde Street 8. Great looking book this week. The bald eagles are the best fishermen in the world. When they dive for wine in the bay, they get it. I saw a video recently of a guy who caught this quite large fish. I'm pretty sure it was a real video. And his kids are like, oh yeah. And then he saw an eagle like circling their boat. So he had this grand idea of like giving the fish to the eagle. So he kind of timed it because the eagle was like circling and it would come back and swoop down a little bit, just like checking out the area. And then he timed it so when it was coming down on approach, he threw the fish up in the air, the dead fish in the air, and the bird like caught it perfectly and like took off with it. It was awesome. So yeah, eagles are amazing. IMDb is good. However, the reviews have started to be corrupted. Darn you, Disney. Come on, emo trash. I like the within a cover. Oh yeah, this. Yeah, it's great. It's a great fun thing. I'm not a picky eater either. Mark's Music Obsession says I'm all over the place with food. We're just covering one of the smallest of things I will not touch. Just so happens. Awesome one is hiding.
Yes, that's awesome.
Harley Quinn from the animated series is the best rendition. Absolutely. Hands down. She's incredible. I want to take that to a impolite place, John. What? What did John say? Oh, well, you're nutty. Chips. Rocky is a fan of 1970s TV show. Not that Chips. That was not my kind of that was not my kind of show. Harley the Deranged Doctor is my favorite. You know, I love chips. I want to try different chip flavors from other countries. Sea salt and vinegar I'm addicted to. Sea salt and vinegar is so good. Such a good combo. Rarely eat chips now. It's probably a good idea. Awesome one. Not good for your health. They sell ketchup flavored Lay's in Canada and the UK, but not here, along with multiple other flavors. Makes no sense. I know, right? It's like they should branch out or make it available to other cultures. On occasion, sometimes like we have different markets here, like Asian markets or Chinese markets or Korean markets or Russian markets, and on occasion you'll get the chips or whatever, the different flavored things that you wouldn't normally get on like a Safeway or a Target or Walmart. So that's kind of cool. But I know that when you go, especially when you go overseas, there's like certain things that are way different over there than they are here. And you'll never be able to find them here in America, or it'd be hard to find an import of those things. You should look for pickle and jalapeno flavored chips. I've tried pickled chips before, but not with jalapeno. Like mixed. I have those. I've tasted those both separate. And yeah, those are good. Those are good. Nope to jalapeno for me. What? Lindsay Rose? What's wrong with jalapeno? Just the heat? Sea salt and pepper. A lot of good flavors. Hawaiian kettle chips. Tim's chips. Yes. They have those voodoo chips I've flavor. It's like a New Orleans spicy voodoo flavor. I've had those before. I was making crackers from sourdough waste, but the starter went bad, so I stopped. That's cool. I've never tried that, making my own sourdough. That was a huge thing when COVID was happening. Everybody was doing those starter kits. Cranberry Landers leaving soon. All right, have a good day. Cranberry Landers, thank you for jumping in on the conversation. Zaps, there we go. Voodoo chips are at the top of my list. There we go. Nice. When I actually was eating chips. Honey butter chips are really good. Oh, and those were actually one of the best flavors of the almonds that we ate from HBAF was honey butter almond. So good. That was one of my favorite flavors. But honey butter chips I've had too. I've had those at like they sell those more at Asian markets. I don't know if that's an Asian flavor thing, but honey and butter, I mean, that's like perfection. I remember when Rook was independent crowdfunding streams. Was it? Rook? Independent crowdfunding streams. Yeah, their advertisement for coffee. Yeah. I found that a weird this one's blood orange and dark coffee. That makes more sense. Not dead monkeys. But yeah, I found that a weird pairing. They must have like a friend or something who owns this coffee business to partner up here. Dead monkeys in your coffee. That's gross. Chips is a great show. Wanted to say D's nuts, but chickened out. You just said it. Cannibalism makes sense. Eat healthy, people. I'm offended Rocky covered up the lovely ladies, but preferred thick Bane. I just don't want to get like YouTube getting angry at me, which is funny about the things that I would get angry over and not over some other things. Yep, that's right. That's right. This comic describes most modern dating. Not tonight, honey. I got a headache. This ends tonight. This is issue 2. I think this is only a 3-issue series, but Jay Lee is the artist on that. This is one of the books that I have not read the previous issue. I have not read number 1 yet, which is unfortunate, but the artwork looks awesome. Jay Lee and June Chung are on artwork. And the thing I love about it that I noticed in issue 1 is when Jay Lee draws covers, which is predominantly all he's been doing lately, he's pretty tight with his art. But this is a little bit more loose feel to it, probably because he's got to crank out sequential pages. And I kind of like it. It's awesome. It's like getting into slightly like Paul Pope territory where the brush lines are very expressive and loose and gestural. So yeah, I have no context because I haven't read the first one of like what is the whole point of this story. But it seems like some group of girls like going out and partying, getting caught up in some shady business, which is always a good premise for a story. Oh my gosh, this reminds me of Vegas. I don't know if you guys have ever been to Vegas, but like you can go to like, you can like book a ride on a helicopter where you're like shooting like automatic weapons out of a helicopter at targets. And yeah, or you can like ride in tanks and stuff like that and go shoot tanks. This kind of reminds me of this. It's cool. The artwork's fun. It's like very free and loose. Whoa. Yowza. See, this is I'm not covering this. Why don't I cover this? Should I be covering this? Yeah, it's got some total Paul Pope feel to it. Who's the writer on this? Jerry Dugan. Cool. Pretty cool. It's got an independent feel to it. Not a superhero book per se, but cool Jay Lee art. It's always great to see Jay Lee get back into sequentials. Ever since he just kind of cornered the market on his covers. He is like J. Scott Campbell, where he just gets tons of variant cover work. And I'm sure that just sustains him because he's Jay Lee. There's this one YouTube channel that I'm subscribed to that I follow by Richard Friend is a professional inker. He's inked some of the greats. He used to be part of Jim Lee's studio. And he has a great YouTube channel about comics and just his love of comics. And one of the things he does, like during San Diego Con, is he'll go walk around the booths and show everybody different booths. But he does focus on, he'll spend a lot of time at the booths that have original art that they're selling there, which I love. So he'll kind of film the art and talk about it and stuff. And I remember seeing some original Jay Lees that this one booth was selling, and they're in the like tens of thousands of dollars. Pretty crazy. But that's Jay Lee. I mean, he can command that price with his artwork. He's so in demand. So yeah, awesome to see him doing sequentials. And I think 3 issues, not that I've read the story and know where it's going, but it seems like that's good enough to like keep somebody like Jay Lee on, enough that he can commit to and contain a story. So it's cool. This ends tonight. You've shown Naked Woman before. Was that Shanth? I'm going to blame Shanth. I'm going to say it's Shanth. Don't chase the YouTube algorithm. It's intentionally opaque. It is. But I remember, maybe it was you, John, or somebody else telling me like, oh, be careful what you're showing. And so I got paranoid. Looks too chick flick. Yeah, it does have that. It does have that a little bit, like girl power kind of thing, but they are really male escorts. Always cover the furries. Another throwaway heavy metal story, it looks like. Yeah, I can see that. It's not like super deep, this story, but it's fun. It's fun with the Jay Lee art. I wouldn't pick it up if it wasn't Jay Lee drawing it. Was that a wedding? It looked like an Elvis wedding right there at that end. Yep. Rocky spends time at the zoo booths. That sounds really fun. Awesome one. If there's anything more nerdy than walking around comic booths, it's zoo booths. All right, Battle Beast number 4. Battle Beast has been a fun one. It's been really fun, actually. And it's such a simple premise with Battle Beast just trying to find an opponent to kill him. He's such a cocky, like, one of the most powerful beings in this invincible universe, and he's just trying to find somebody to kill him. The funny part of it is he's paired up with this ship, a sentient ship, that kind of hates him. And so the ship is always setting up, like, trying to get him killed, but that is what he wants. So it's this weird play where he was like, where he'll have conversations with the ship saying like, you betrayed me. Why are you trying to kill me? I'm trying to kill myself. So what is going on? And the ship's like, you're right. And there was some dialogue in the last issue where he was like, don't you want to, I would rip you apart if I needed to, but don't you want to witness me dying? Wouldn't that give you satisfaction? And the ship's like, yeah, you're right. It's like this weird relationship. And then there's also this secondary character, which is this guy, or maybe this is his sister. But this character, this alien that he met in the first issue, is kind of following him around, trying to go back to his home planet. But I have a feeling he's also trying to betray him. But yeah, the artwork's great in this, fun, and it's just over the top insanity. That's ugh. So the artist on this is Ryan Otley, and he was the artist on Invincible, or one of the main artists on Invincible. And he goes, in one of the issues in the back, he was talking about working with Robert Kirkman, the creator of Invincible, again on this book. And he said something crazy like, oh yeah, you know, I've been working with him for 14 years on Invincible. I was like, is Invincible really that old? 14 years old? I guess so. Like they took it from sci-fi to this fantasy world. Oof. Wait, what happened? It feels like they're just trying to go like over the top violent. That's just the bottom line with this book. How gory can we make it? And the answer is pretty gory. Pretty gory. All right. Battle Beast number 3. If you're a fan of sci-fi alien gore, shenanigans with a twitch of kind of sick humor, this is a book for you. It's been fun. It's been a fun read, really entertaining, and the artwork's solid. Speaking of furries, that's right. One day I'll conquer the world with my stick figures. That's an ugly creature. Yeah, really ugly. When you add like female anatomy to weird alien anatomy, gets disturbing. Kirkman was on Ink Pulp Monday. Oh, I saw that. I mean, I didn't see the interview. Ink Pulp is another YouTube channel. Sean Crystal is the artist and owner of that channel, and he pairs up with Eric Canete and Matteo Scalera. I always get him confused with Matthias Bergara. Matteo Scalera. The three of them have, they do like a comic talk, basically. They talk about their work, they talk about the industry, and then oftentimes they'll get guests to come in that they interview. And yeah, I saw that they got Kirkman, but I haven't watched that interview yet. I'm sure it was pretty good, though. I like those guys a lot. Check out their channel, Ink Pulp. They have some great stuff, and I think Sean is crowdfunding an art book right now of his that's doing pretty well. But they're all three of those guys are amazing artists, and they seem like really nice dudes too. Sounds like Assassination Classroom. The teacher trains his students to kill him. He finds it fun instead of wiping out humanity instantly. Yes, that book looks fun. Always thought it a strange plot. Assassination Classroom. Is that the one with the like? Isn't there like a happy face looking thing in that one? I can't remember. All right, cool. Bagara's French, Matteo's Italian. Yes, correct. I get confused. And Matteo is working on something big right now, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, both of them are amazing artists. Exquisite Corpses number 4 is out. I was hoping to get an issue that had like a trading card in it. I think I'd mentioned that last time, but I didn't get to a store that carried the variant covers. I only got to a store that was only carrying cover A. So I decided it wasn't worth the extra trip. But hopefully before the series ends, I'll get one that's like bagged with a card, because I'm curious to see what those cards look like. But this is the series by James Tynion and Michael Walsh is the main artist, but it seems like they're getting like secondary artists to come help out. I don't know if they're like fleshing things out. And then Jordi Belair on colors. But this is kind of like a Hunger Games meets Squid Games story between like the dominant families. They're like, I think, 13 different families that control everything in the world. And they get together once a year to compete in this contest. And then whoever's the winner gets to basically be the main leader of these groups. So it's like this elite class that's having this sick contest. And they each hire like serial killers or crazy killers to represent their families. And they also have to pick a weapon that represents their family as well. So it's really cool. And the premise of the story is, the kind of mechanic of the story is they have this like chart and you get to see who gets killed every week. So it's kind of cool, like a scoring bracket. I like the characters a lot in this. It's so interesting. I like this character a lot too. And I think her weapon is a katana or a knife. Maybe it's a katana or sword. All these comics that I picked up, they're all pretty brutal and dark. What's wrong with me? Whatever happened to smiles and laughs? These are all really dark. And Tynion always has this like horror twinge to his work. And you kind of feel this with this. It's like thriller, horror genre. Oh, I think this lady is she's like one of the families. She's like part of the family. So the families would hire a serial killer or some sort of character to fight on their behalf. But in this particular one, I think this gal is part of the family and she opts to be the representative. But it looks like she bites the bullet here. Or kicks the bucket. Not bites the bullet. Kicks the bucket. It's dark. Dark, dark, dark. Last killer standing. Yeah, Lady Carolina. That's the girl. Coolness. Exquisite Corpses. And just a reminder, I do have that. I think I shared last stream. I have a blank cover of issue 1 of this. So when I get to it, eventually, starting those cover commissions, it'll be cool to like do one for this. This has got a lot of potential to draw a cool image for this story. Dumb Shark is doing a self-published project. Oh yeah, nice. Mr. Monkey Boy, 1969. Totally on top of it. That's Mateo's label, Dumb Shark. So yeah, he's doing a self-published project. But I think he's also working with Mark Miller on something as well. Kind of like the reboot of Battle of the Roses. Mark's Music Obsession says he's not a fan of that art style. Yeah, it's not standard or mainstream superhero kind of style. It has a more indie vibe to it, but I like it. I like it in particular where the story is being how the story's being told too. Feels like a horror movie. Everything is a ripoff of Battle Royale. Oh, I've heard of that. I have not seen. It's a movie, right? Isn't Battle Royale a movie? Is that based on an anime? But I have never watched it. But yes, I've heard a lot that is kind of one of the first to do these kind of stories. Also, one kind of likes the art. Mark's music obsession is worn out by the tough, lethal female characters. It's kind of been overplayed, for sure. I like the art, but the subject matter isn't my fave. Nice, fair enough. Okay, so this issue and this magazine that we're gonna look at. Oh, okay. Wait, this is a great time to pause and show you guys this little poll thing that I want to set up. It might overcomplicate things, but we're going to give it a shot and see. I just wanted to figure out a way to get more feedback from you guys. So I'll set it up by showing you guys this new screen setup that I set up, that I made, called, for lack of a better title, The Favorite Book of My Wednesday Comics. So what I thought would be cool is I would love to kind of poll you guys unofficially at the end of this stream, and hopefully everybody's still around at the end of the stream, but like of the books that we talk about, and I just want to know, get a gauge or feel from your guys' opinions in the chat of which books that you like that I pick up. So it's because it's always nice to know. I love hearing the running commentary on how you guys are reacting to the book, but it's kind of nice to look back and go, oh, okay, this one seems to be the favorite of the week or whatever. So the way that it works is, I'll list out the books that we go as we see. So Absolute Batman, number 11, Batman and Robin, year 1, number 10, Hyde Street, number 8, This Ends Tonight, number 2, Battle Beasts we just looked at, Exquisite Corpses was the last one we just looked at, and then we have a few more to go. And so then as we talk about it, just keep in mind, keep in your brain, like which ones you guys liked, and what I'll do, maybe I didn't think this way all the way through. What I'll do is, like, at the end of the poll, or at the end of the stream, ask you guys to kind of vote in the chat which book was your favorite. And then I'll put a little like mark, like this little flame there. And then we'll see which one was the most favorite out of the chat at the end, if that makes sense. So yeah, keep that in mind as you're looking at all these. And let's see how it works. It might be clunky, but let's see how it works. Awesome one says, commercial break brought to you by Gold. All right. Awesome one's in Tennessee. Nice. Tennessee. Tennessee. Oh, he thinks I have a brain. All right. So this book and a magazine that we'll look at later, it was kind of awesome because I went to 2 stores today. I went to Comics Experience. I went to Amazing Fantasy, which is Frank's shop. And I couldn't find this one at the first one, Comics Experience. It looked like it sold out. And then I went to Frank's shop, and again, it looked like it sold out because I couldn't find it anywhere on the rack. And there's some empty spots there, so I'm assuming I didn't get there right at opening, so I'm assuming like people scoured. There's people. I don't know how it is with your guys' stores, but there are people there that like they go right when the stores open and they just like start grabbing all the books off the rack if they don't have a set box. And so sometimes, unless the book you're getting is like going to be a big seller, like a Jim Lee book or even any of the Absolute books, most stories tend to have enough stock. Most stores have enough stock of that book that you don't have to worry about it selling out. But every now and then, there'll be like a sleeper hit or maybe more of an obscure book that they don't order a lot of copies because they don't know whether it'll sell. And once they're gone, they're gone. And then you have to hunt for them elsewhere. So I had heard about this issue of Marvel all in one. It's like a one shot of The Thing versus the Marvel Universe. I saw some promo art for it. The artist on this book, this is a Peach Momoko variant cover, which is kind of cool. But the artist on this book is Ed McGuinness, and Ed McGuinness is a great artist for Marvel and DC. He draws really chunky characters, particularly like Superman. And I believe Ed McGuinness was the original artist on Red Hulk. Like he was the one who created the Red Hulk. So he does like just really thick, chunky characters. And so the idea of him drawing The Thing was kind of cool. Then the other thing about this book that I had heard was that each page was a splash page. So they've done that in a handful of books in the history of comics. One of that comes to mind immediately is an issue of the Mighty Thor. I think it's the Mighty Thor. It was an issue of Thor or the Mighty Thor that Walter Simonson drew, where Thor is fighting the Midgard serpent, and every page is a splash page. So there's no panels. It's just big page after big page after big page. And it just gives this like super epic feel to the book. And I loved it. Everybody remembers that issue. So this one I heard that they were doing it, and it's Thing versus the Marvel Universe. There's been a million of these, like so-and-so versus the Marvel Universe, Deadpool versus the Marvel Universe, Godzilla versus the Marvel Universe. There's been a bunch of them, and I've never really wanted to pick it up because I thought they're just kind of throwaway stories. But this one in particular, I was like, Ed McGuinness drawing Thing versus the Marvel Universe, and every page is a splash page, could be kind of cool. So it was on my list, and it was on my list to check out. I wasn't sure if I wanted it, but both of the stores that I went to didn't have it. So I was kind of bummed about it. And as I was walking in, I was like, hey, Frank, did that come in this week, Thing versus the Marvel Universe? He's like, yep. And he's like, you want a copy? And I'm like, yeah, I didn't see any on the rack. And he was like, I can get you one. And he kind of flipped in his like stash behind the counter. I don't know what it was, but then he's like, I only have the Peach Momoko cover. And I'm like, I'll take it. So I'm totally thankful and glad that I did, because you'll see when I open this up, it's really cool. And I'm so thankful. This is what I love about local comic book stores, why I love to patronize them, because that kind of favor that you get, like from somebody like Frank, I know Frank, we have a relationship. Like it's really cool that he's like, yeah, I can get you one. And he kind of pulls it out like from his secret stash. It was awesome. I wouldn't have been able to find it otherwise. So here we go. The Thing versus the Marvel Universe. Ed McGuinness is great. I've always loved his work. Look at this. This is so epic. And the coloring on this is kind of nuts. Like, it just feels like they spent extra time on the coloring on this. But because of the way that McGuinness draws, just how big and solid and chunky he draws, it's just in your face, and it works perfectly for Thing. Rocky had to knock out a granny to get this one. Lindsay Rose says, I like this cover. The Peach Momoko, yeah, she's a Japanese artist. I like her art a lot. There's some people that hate her art just because it has manga influence to it. But I feel like it's this cool, because it's like watercolor, it has this cool, different flavor than what you would normally expect. And she does a lot of variant covers. She's also the artist on Ultimate X-Men, which I don't pick up because I don't really like the story in it. But yeah, she's great. Timmy Mello likes Ed McGuinness. That's right. I personally wouldn't have purchased any of the first 6 books, comics I'm picky about. That's fair, Mark's Music Obsession. Totally fair. We still have time. There's still some coming up here. Hyde for art, Battle Beast for plot, Corpses for story. Nice. Awesome One doesn't like people. Last time I was at comic shop, most didn't look at new and or people had a bag list. I mostly bought discount books. Sometimes it's like that, you know, sometimes like that. And that's why I like to go to a bunch of different stores, because the experience, even though I go to them relatively regularly, each one, the experience is different in every single one. So some stores I like hanging out with the owners and talking with them, like Frank, love that guy. Some owners I'm like, meh, you know, I keep my distance, but some will pull favors from you. Some are really rigid about stuff. But yeah, every page on this is a splash page, which is awesome. And yeah, the colors are just at a different tier here. Like they definitely made the editorial decision of like, let's push the colors even farther than normal. And probably because there aren't so many panels, the colors can spend a lot more time per panel. It's great. I love his thing. His thing's awesome. Here he goes against Iron Man. That's great. It's cool. Cool Iron Man. It's a great scale. Look at that thing. Whoa. Isn't that coloring awesome? This would be fun to do a book that's all splash pages. It's kind of cool. It's got to be the right story, though. Can't just be doing splash pages for the sake of splash pages, because then they lose their impact. But because this is like Thing and fighting the entire Marvel universe, kind of works. Like, I don't know if you guys can see the gradations and like the subtle different colors in here, but it just, wow, it's cool. Look at that Spider-Man. Yeah, this is cool. It's fun. It's like poster book. This is like a page out of like a Jack Kirby moment. I'm getting punched through buildings. It's great. Mark. Indeed, we're hoping coffee also staves off the headache I've suddenly acquired. Definitely you need coffee to beat that. I love his Spider-Man. His Spider-Man's cool. Yeah, it looks like he's fighting all these like robot versions of everybody. Oh, here comes the Hulk. Whenever the Hulk and the Thing go at it, it's always good times. Love that. Dang smash. Great. She just brought the moon. How that's so funny. We did that gag in an episode I directed for Happy Tree Friends, where he is fighting with a evil version of this character named Splendid, who's a superhero in this Happy Tree Friends world. He's fighting with his alter ego. So his name's Splendid, and he was fighting against his alter ego, or his opposite, and his name was Splendont. He's Splendid, Splendont. And they were fighting, and then at one point, one of them crashes the moon into the earth. Fun. Ryan North, I don't know his writing at all, but Ed McGuinness for sure. Mark Farmer was the inker. Mark Farmer is great. He's old school inker, but super solid. Marcio, I'm going to give the award to Marcio Meniz on this one. His coloring was very well done for something this epic. Fun. That's a fun little romp. It deserves just the one shot. I love this page. That is so cool. Marvel All-on-One The Thing versus the Marvel Universe. Comic shop owners never talk about comics, but talked about TV shows or about upcoming cons they host. Yeah, it depends on each owner. Lack of sugar, caffeine, or low electrolytes for headaches. Or allergies as leaves are dying from lack of rain and high heat. Was that an image of a chunky dude ripping a guy in half? Probably. I don't know which book you're talking about because so many of these books had people ripping people in half. So that's kind of disturbing that I don't know which book you're talking about. I'm like, it could be 3 out of the 6 books we've looked at. Spider-Man's cool. Very cool. Oh, there we go. Ripping the robot Vision in half. There's another one too, I think. Oh, I guess he was just smashing his head off. Rips his arm off. The bulk. FF Movies should have used this as a reference instead of making him a wuss. He's Sugar Enemy, his spun. I have not seen the FF movie. That's one thing I was talking to Frank about. He was really shocked I haven't seen it yet. I've got to see it before it leaves the theater. I heard good things about it, but I did hear some so-so things about it. So it dropped off considerably in the box office after the second week. So it made me worried that it doesn't have staying power. Okay. So going back to this one, we'll add the old Thing versus Marvel U, number 1 in there. Okay, 3 more books. You guys have time for this? 3 more books. Yes, no? Doesn't matter. We're doing them anyway. This one was a sleeper. TMNT Journeys. I saw the advertisement for this book, and I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, as most kids that were born at the time I was born. We kind of grew up on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It was just so different and the epitome of like an independent comic book. But I had heard that this is, I believe, reprints of some stories that Peter Laird and... So usually it's Peter Laird and Kevin Eastman, the creators of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And they kind of tag teamed on both the writing and the artwork on these books. And I love their artwork. I love their style. Some slightly different from each other. But anyway, it was the mixture of both of their art was what made Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles what it was, what made it so great. But I do distinctly remember when they finally started getting other artists to interpret the Turtles. My favorite artist that was not Peter Laird or Kevin Eastman was this guy, Jim Lawson. So when I heard they were like reprinting some stories that he had done or whatever, I was like, oh, okay, it's worth a look. So I saw this on the rack today and I was like, cool, looks cool. And then I opened it up and I'm like, oh my gosh, this brings me back. Black and white, indie art, so cool. Jim Lawson, like his rendition of the Turtles, I think I copied his probably the most when I was drawing as a kid, because I just loved just the proportions that he gave the Turtles, just his rendering style. But this is so cool. There's something about this too. Like you guys who have been with me a long time and have watched me do the master study on Frank Miller, that Daredevil page with Elektra, and working with the Zipatones. I loved that look. And there's some cool Zipatone texture stuff going on here that is really rad. And it just gives you this like indie vibe. Look at his turtles. So cool. So cool. Yeah, I feel like Jim Lawson like stretched out their proportions a little bit. They're a little bit more heroic. Not as cartoony, kid-like. So cool. That is such a great spread right there. And look at the modeling and the rendering on that. Like, I love Jim Lawson's turtles. That's a poster right there. So cool. Love this. I mean, if this came out now, I mean, it did, but like if we never knew anything about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it was a new property and this came out now. Whew. It's awesome. This is like perfection for the Turtles for me. It's a great action poses, great angles. The rendering is really awesome. And I don't know how many issues they're doing of this, or if this is a one-shot. I'll have to kind of dig around and look, but I love this. Like, I want more of this. Like, just keep releasing issues of this. This is great. I don't need colors. I just love it in black and white with the screen tones. It's beautiful. Look at that. Look at the tones on the snow. That ain't easy. Look at that. Crazy. This is the this is the cover, but just inked. This is inked by Peter Laird. Dedicated to Peter Laird. Jim Lawson. Jim Lawson was the penciler. Peter Laird was the inker. Peter Laird did the cover. Originally published as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Volume 4, Number 1 by Mirage Studios. Long time ago. Yeah, so it's a reprint. It's awesome. Really fun. I'm glad they did this because I haven't seen this story before and I just love the artwork. TMNT Journeys. Currently eating Cheetos, Comrade Sammy says. Welcome back, Comrade Sammy. Everybody's saying the busyness has subsided and I have returned. Krang is my TMNT show. Krang's awesome. Most people like Torch and not anyone else in the Fantastic Four movie. Okay, I heard he was good. I don't know that actor. I do know the actor who played Thing, and I am familiar with the work of the girl who plays Sue Storm. She was actually in one of the Mission Impossibles, one of the recent Mission Impossibles. I was like, oh yeah, that's Sue Storm. Watch it when you can. It's not that bad, though it has its issues. Still, it felt pretty close to the comics. Cool. Yeah, I want to see it in the theater, for sure. I don't want to wait until it gets to streaming. Casey Jones, yes, absolutely part of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Foundation. Nerd. Cranberry Landry says I might be popping out again. Okay. Hasn't rained in a month or two here. Well, did for 5 minutes in Tennessee. Are you going to get affected by any of the storms hitting on that side? Awesome one. That's right. Take my money immediately. Because I was like, maybe I'll like it. And I opened up. I'm like, yes, this is it. So far, 2 characters I've never seen before in TMNT. They're supposed to be releasing that original, the first TMNT movie in the theater again as like an anniversary thing. So I'm excited about that. Comrade Sammy says, y'all, I got a haircut today and my stylist did a banger job. Pun intended. You got bangs? Nice. Last page and those awful lips. I love those lips. Come on. How about those? It's kind of a signature Jim Lawson look, actually. That face. This is a bit much. The edge of your lips are supposed to end in the middle of your eyes, so it's a little far. Then again, the eye is pretty wide, too. Look at that waist. Goodness gracious. Great panels, Cranberry Langer says. Haven't cut my hair in 5 years, Awesome One says. Awesome One's like Rip Van Winkle. What about Casey Jones? Who knows? He might come in the next issue. I'm gonna keep my eye out for this because I love this. I love this black and white art. It's so good. All right. Okay, moving right along. Almost there. So where are we? Favorite book. And there's too many buttons. Here, TMNT Journeys number 1. All right. Keep these in mind, guys, as we move forward, and then I'll give a little bit of moment for everybody to make their comment of what their favorite was. 2 more books, though. Here we go. Okay, so this one was on my radar. Just because it said, people were like, oh, this is going to be a new one from Rick Remender. Rick Remender is a pretty prolific writer. He's written some good stuff. I haven't been a huge fan of, like, there's no series of his that I'm like, oh, that's like the most incredible series. I know Seven to Eternity was a big one that he wrote, but he just writes a lot. He's written so many different stories and books, and he has his own company now, or like umbrella company that he does now. So it's very successful. Giant Generator is the name of his company. So this was like the new one from Rick Remender, and I was like, okay. And they're like, it's a World War story. And I'm like, okay. This cover's cool. Daniel Acuna, I've heard of his work before. So I was like, I'll give it a look. This was on my list that was like, check it out if I see it, but I'm not dying to get it. So I flipped it open, and it is like an anthropomorphic animal story, but takes place in the World War II times. But check out this artwork. This is pretty rad. This kind of blew me away. I was like, whoa, okay. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of animal, like stories that are all the characters are animal based. That can work sometimes, but it can also backfire in my mind of being kind of weird, like furry. You know, we were talking about furries earlier, but it can kind of not work sometimes, and it all depends on the look and the story. But this artwork is pretty rad, and the color too is super striking. Look at these characters. Love this. So the second I saw these spreads, I was like, okay, you got me interested, because the artwork looks very different than what I was expecting. And if the story is good, which I can only assume will be pretty good, then I'm kind of in. Like seeing these guys in World War airplanes dog fighting in the air, kind of awesome. It's different. It's different. Turtles don't have fur. It's different. Zootopia, only good animal thing. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of Zootopia. I know it was well done, but I wasn't a big fan of it. Is that a bear head? Yes, it is a bear head. That is a bear head. Oh, Escape from Chaos. Is that a bear head? Yes. Turtles ain't furry. Thank you. Yeah, they're animals, but they aren't furry. It's like they don't... I'm trying to defend it. They don't feel like... Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles does not feel like you take a turtle head and put it on a human body. They feel like they're mutants. They're mutated animals. Kind of human. Look at these colors. Awesome colors. They're so different and stylized. These expressions. It's like a serious take on animals, or like anthropomorphic characters. Look at this. Look at that face. Oh, you can't see it. Look at that expression. This is awesome. Like super serious. That fits for a World War story, but they're animals. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself, why? Why do they make it animals? But it makes it really interesting, and the artwork is really good. I'm very impressed by the artwork. Look at that pilot with these crazy goggles. Yeah, it's awesome. I love this. The colors. Feels kind of like a black and white movie, but not really, you know. Feels like a black and white movie, but with color. I don't like furries, but I like TMNT. All right, I'm just a walking contradiction here. So yeah, it seems like the story, without having read it, is very serious, very grim, very war, like, you know, like you feel like you're in the war. The stakes are high. It's not jokey, but then there are these animal characters. It's really cool. This is great. Look at that. Super moody. The colors are super moody, very atmospheric. Beautiful. So yeah, I don't know how many issues it's going to be. But you might ask, why anthropomorphic animals? Years ago, I read an article about how humans feel greater empathy towards animals than other humans. It struck me that in many stories I was writing, using anthropomorphic animals could evoke deeper sympathy and reduce bias, akin to the impact of Watership Down, which is a messed up movie, to offer a clearer commentary on man's inhumanity to man by stepping slightly away from our reality. Good point. And now that we have, and you hold the first chapter, we'd love your thoughts. Very cool. I'm impressed. Oh yeah, so here, these are all the Giant Generator books. Deadly Class, I haven't read that. Anybody read that? I didn't finish this, but I read this, A Righteous... oh my gosh, so tiny. Righteous something, Thirst for Vengeance. I read maybe about 3 issues of that. That was good. Didn't finish it though. Black Science, I never read. Yeah, I haven't read that much Remender stuff. I should read more. His books are all kind of slightly askew from regular superhero books or regular superhero comics, which is probably why I don't gravitate towards them. Here's Seven to Eternity. Tokyo Ghost. Oh, he was the writer on Tokyo Ghost. Low. Yeah, Deadly Class I've heard about. Fear Agent, Grommets, that one was recent. Holy Roller was been recent. So that's his whole library right there. Never heard of this. Seasons. Nice cover for issue 2. Look at that. Gives me like vibes. Not that it's... The only similarity is that it's a war book, but it gives me vibes of the Nam, that Michael Golden book. Just doing a comic about the war and the horrors of war. It's cool. So yeah, this one was a left field shocker for me, this book, but I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm really excited to dig into it and read the story, and hopefully the characters will suck me in because the artwork's awesome, the setting's awesome, and the environments, the colors all look amazing. Escape. Oh, I bet you he gets caught and he has to escape. That makes sense. Interesting, Timmy Miller says. Not gonna lie, the sloth in Zootopia annoyed me. Really? That was like the funniest gag. Maybe it annoyed you because it was true. That gag was so true. All right, see how huge this docket is? My goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 books so far. One more. I don't know if this one really counts, but it's part of the list. Splinter is definitely furry. You're right, Emo Trash. You're right. Where can I put this? I didn't think about where this was placed for that screen. Oh well. Still Animals. Monster Inc. is a better animal movie. We really are the worst when we have more sympathy for animals than humans. I think it's because there's that, like, it's a simpler relationship. We don't have seemingly complicated relationships with our pets. My pets do drive me crazy sometimes, but it's the emotions don't get so intertwined. It's just like either I'm annoyed or I'm not, or I love them or I don't. So it's pretty simple, and I think that's why you can have so much empathy And they're so darn cute, right? So they just have this look to them that's appealing. But I think if we knew what was going on in their heads, we probably wouldn't be as empathetic with animals. Escape looks cool, Cranberry Langer says. Choosing rather to worship the creature rather than the creator. Woo, getting theological here, awesome one. Best gag was the mice mafia. Oh yeah, the mice mafia. Like The Godfather, that was pretty funny. I haven't seen that movie in a long time. I should watch it again. Baggy sweatpants with them Reeboks with the straps. We also expect less from animals. Yeah, we do. It's just simpler. We also kill animals. True. All right, here we go. This is the last thing we'll look at today. And this was another one that I knew was coming out. I didn't see it anywhere. And I know that Frank has carried Back Issue, this magazine, before, but I didn't see it on the rack. So I asked him as I was walking out, I was like, hey, Frank, did that issue of Back Issue come out with Weapon X on the cover? And he's like, yep. He's like, do you need it? And I said, I don't need it, but I want it. He was like, I can get you a copy. Then he like shuffled, pulled it out. I was like, no way. So it was this and the Thing book that he pulled out from, like, it pulled a favor for me. Awesome. Thank you, Frank. Everybody go support Amazing Fantasy if you're in the city. Great dude, great store. So this one, surprise, why I'd be interested in it is because it's that has an article on Barry Windsor Smith's Wolverine, which is one of the master studies that I did in previous months. So if you haven't watched that, go look it up and watch the streams, because I reproduced a cover from Weapon X. They might have it in here, that Barry Windsor Smith. That was the story that he revolutionized, worked on, and had a fun conversation with Frank about it, where Barry Windsor Smith is one of those artists who, when he embraced, we were just talking about when he embraced who he was as an artist and wasn't trying to be what was out there. So like, he wasn't trying to be Jack Kirby or, John Buscema or whatever. He was just who he was. That's where he elevated to like being a master. Because I remember seeing Barry Windsor Smith's work as a kid and like not totally getting it. I was like, look, his characters look kind of weird. They don't look like what I was expecting. Just realizing that he's not really a superhero guy. He's just like a master artist, like a painter and artist. And so, yeah. Then when I started getting older, I started appreciating it more. And then now I'm just like, he's incredible. But Back Issue is a cool magazine because they have different, reviews and articles about older books and just kind of the history there. And they'll do interviews. It's cool to see the original art here too. Yeah, that's awesome. There's Chris Claremont, one of the kings of X-Men writing. Some John Byrne art here. Surprise, surprise. John Romita Jr. art here. They're talking about this character, Arcade. This is Tim Sale, who did Long Halloween. Talked about him a little bit. Here we go. Here's the Weapon X part that I was looking for. It's John Byrne stuff. So I guess they're going into the history of who Weapon X is. Oh, look at this. This is it. This is Barry Windsor Smith's stuff. It's great. Wow. I love seeing this original art. It's nothing like it. I guess they don't have the cover that I did the reproduction on. Oh, they're just going like other where Weapon X, the idea of Weapon X appeared in other stories with Wolverine. Some Mark Silvestri stuff. So good. Man. Terry Toons? Nightcrawler? I love it too because they're talking about the character Nightcrawler in this previous article, Weapon X, but they also intersperse it with like original art scans, different scans from different books. So it's fun. It's like not only is it just informative about whatever subject matter they pick, but it's also like celebrating comics. I have a few issues of back issue and they're pretty good. The Brood. Wow, look at that. That's a great page. Dave Cockrum, he's one of the classic X-Men artists. Look how he does hairy people. Very different than Terry Austin and John Byrne. Paul Smith cover. Wow, beautiful. Mark Silvestri, black and white. And doing Rogue. Oh, I love this issue. This is Rogue's first appearance, drawn by Michael Golden. Oof. Amazing. Yeah, I love this. Love these scans of the originals. Oh, this is Micro Ringo? No kidding. It's funny because when you see original art like this, it's like a work of art. I don't particularly know this artist in particular, but just like it's like a work of art. But then when you see it like shrunk down and colored and in a comic book, it's like, oh yeah, it's a comic. It's like it transforms from the original art to like a more disposable form of the artwork. Cool. There we go. Back issue Weapon X. I mean, I know I'm gonna add it into the favorite book list, but maybe I shouldn't have. It was more of like a bonus, but I'll just put it in here. Mr. Monkey Boy says, I think he was heavily influenced by European comics. Absolutely, he was. Cranberry Landry says, I thought Havoc could have been a more popular character. He was pretty popular. I mean, he wasn't like Cyclops popular, but he was right up there. I worship the creator and thank him for blessing me with Maggie. She is one of the many perfect creations. Oh, we miss Maggie. She was the best. I didn't even get to meet her, and I already knew she was the best. I don't know what this means, awesome one, but okay. Okay. Rolling the dough. I think he was heavily... Yeah. Interesting take on coloring. You mean of the screen? Okay, so in the chat, let me know, you guys, everybody who's watching, all 10 of you that are watching right now. First of all, please hit that like before anything. Second of all, let me know what is your favorite book. Try and pick... I'll let you guys pick... Well, I won't put that many limits. Don't pick more than 3. Don't pick more than 3. Or pick from 1 to 3, your top. And then, well, that doesn't make sense. It's going to screw up everything. Pick your favorite. It says your favorite book. Pick one. Pick one. I got to think about the rules about this better. Dang it. Pick one. Pick one. We'll see how it goes right now if we pick one. Cranberry Landry says 2. So Batman or probably Hyde, but I didn't see these. Oh, Cranberry Landers, are you saying pick 2 or number 2? Thing versus Marvel for Mark. Okay, I'm going to do it. So look, this is what I'm going to do for Thing versus Marvel. We're going to add a little flame there. Cranberry Lander says probably Hyde, but I didn't see the other ones, is what you're saying. Let's just go with Hyde for now. Let's not overthink it, as I tend to do. So Hyde Street's got 1. Awesome One says Thing, TMNT, Corpse. Pick 1. Pick 1. Mr. Mr. Monkey Boy, stop it. He didn't like any of them, so he added his own. Lindsay Rose is going with the Marvel one too. Okay, that one's got 2. Okay, how do I do this? This is where it gets tricky. I think I set it up. There we go. Check it out. 2 flames there. Timmy Mello says The Thing versus Marvel and Batman. I'm going to go with your first one, Timmy Mello. Just because that'll help. 3. I just guessed what you were going to ask. Awesome One says Thing also. Wow. Thing is running away. See, and I almost didn't get this book. I think I need to change the kerning to give me more space. Watch this. Boom. What is that? What the heck is that? Is that my text box too small? What is that? Oh, I broke it. Why is it doing that? What's that weird character? I broke it. Maybe I gotta adjust the kerning again. No? Still doesn't work. Oy, oy, oy. Nope. Who's quality control in this channel? What the? Oh my gosh. Stop going crazy on me. What is... Oh my gosh. This is the most boomer thing that could ever happen. It's not letting me do more than 4. Why? If I make it bigger... No. Okay, if I make it bigger, why isn't it letting me do more than 4? That's strange. I'll have to look into that. I'm gonna do, what if I do stars? That's lame. Emotress says, to hell with your rules. It's between Hyde and Thickman. We're going to give another one to Hyde. I'm just taking your first. This is the least of my problems, Emotrash. I'm going to go with your first pick there. 2 for Hyde Street. Timmy Mello says The Thing. Whoops. What happened here? This is the worst thing ever. Okay, looks like things running away with it. Yes, the one comic I was in the bathroom for. Yes, probably Shanth. Shanth is behind all this. This is funny because I'd be the same, Rocky. Make the poll small. I don't know what's going on. Thank you. Yes, do one flame with the number 4 beside it. Oh, I could do that. But then I guess no, that's a great idea, Mark. Wait, how do I get the flame back? Okay, flame. Oh my gosh. See, it's hard to search for the emojis. 4. Like that? That kind of works. 4. And this was 2, right? How big is this? It's 14. Okay, like that? Why do you think I'm not a... You are mistaken. That works. Control Z. Except it's 5 now. Times 4. You guys... Okay, it's 5. Times 5. Like that? Times 2. Okay. How's that? Yes? This is interactive. I love it. So do we have just 7 votes? Is that what we have? 7 votes? I think so. There was a couple... Emo Trash voted twice. She wanted to add Absolute Batman. Timmy Mello also wanted to add Absolute Batman. Awesome One wanted to add TMNT Core. See, it gets confusing because if people, if one person votes 3 times and another person votes 1 time, then it's not an accurate count. So I'm just taking your first vote. I'm going to figure out these rules better, guys. I promise you. This was the trial run, which failed horribly. But I think we get an idea of what the favorite book of today was, which was The Thing versus the Marvel U. How about that? Thing versus Marvel U ran away with it. Not even close. But coming in second was Hyde Street, which is cool. So that's great. I mean, my purpose in doing this is I just love to see what everybody's interested in. Like, it's one thing for me to just tell you guys what I'm interested in, but it's another thing to kind of hear your reaction on it. So, if I were to pick my favorite issue for today, that's a tough one. I think my favorite issue would be either... Yeah, I think I would add these two as favorite issues. But I'd have to pick one. Hyde Street Man. Emo Trash can combine. That's right. See, that's not fair. I picked 4. If I had to pick one... that's tough. I think if I had to pick one, okay, I would put this one away if I had to pick one. I think I'd take this away just because it's a reprint. And I almost think I would pick Escape over Hyde Street because Escape is new. Never seen anything like this. Hyde Street has been out for 8 issues, and so I knew what I was getting, even though it's amazing. That's tough, though. It's really good. And I know the story's going to be good because the previous stories have been awesome. This one, I don't know if the story's going to be good. Haven't read anything, but looks good. I'd go out on a limb and I'd say Escape would be my favorite book from today. Do I get to add my vote in? I'm going to add my vote in just because. Oh, whoops. Escape. There. And I guess the times 1. There. There we go. He's going to say TMNT. I didn't. Mr. Monkey Boy says I was in the can for most of it. What the? Escape over Hyde for me. Escape over Hyde for me. Oh, okay. Rocky bias towards zoo animals. Thing still wins. That's right. That's right. Comrades area. Did John leave? John didn't vote. John, he left, but he couldn't push it over the top anyway. Thing definitely won this time. They're your books. Do as you will. That's right. So cool. That's awesome. Thing versus the Marvel U won this week. Hooray. Awesome, you guys. Well, as you can see, huge amount of books today. My goodness. I wouldn't even put you through going through the books that I got at the garage sale. We'll go over those next time or another day. I'll set them aside and earmark them for another stream, whether that's the next Wednesday or whatever. I'll just pull them out randomly at another stream. But yeah, there's too much to go over. Maybe I'll just, if I squeeze in an extra stream, a lime jello stream, maybe I can talk about the garage sale comics during that. Maybe we'll do that. So this is all contingent on me making this today, which I will, and how it turns out once it sets. But stay tuned. I think there might be an extra stream this week that might be happening that involves some lime jello and possibly garage sale comics. Appealing? I don't know. That is the worst description on the face of the planet, but it could be fun. But in honor of hitting 600 subscribers and growing this channel, that's what we're going to do. And also, will I be ready with the Discord channel? I've been cracking away at that, guys. And it looks like I'm probably going to do a subscription tier on YouTube. So I've been kind of looking at the pros and cons of like Patreon and YouTube, blah, 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 and all the ease. And it's easier to do it this way. And this one takes out more money, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. I might do like a double tier thing. So there might be like a subscription, like just an entry level kind of subscription thing on YouTube, which would be awesome. And then we'll do all the fun like emojis and badges that YouTube does great. You know, that'll be awesome. But I think like I might do like a deeper tier that would involve more community involvement and possibly like extras like merch stuff or like commissions or all that kind of stuff. So that I'm really excited about that, but that takes a lot more to build and kind of figure out how that works. But that's the whole goal of this channel. You know, I'd like to build it out some more, like deeper and kind of wider. And so you guys are helping me with that, which is awesome. Your participation and involvement and all of you guys in the mod squad, all of you in the original mod squad are going to be a big part of that for sure. Just your dedication and fandom being here and showing up has made the world of the difference for me and inspires me. And I want to honor that. And I want to make sure you guys are a big part of continuing to build this out because I can't do it all by myself. I mean, I could, but it'd be really boring and really broken. So I need people like you guys to like tell me, hey, put a fire ×3 as opposed to trying to force multiple flame icons that are not showing up and are broken. I need that kind of feedback. And it's so valuable to me. And I would love for you guys to continue to help me build this channel. So thank you so much for joining me, putting up with all this crazy talk about comics and Jello and YouTube. And I've so enjoyed hanging out with you today. Today's Wednesday. I would love, stay tuned. There is a good chance I'm going to throw in another stream in here because Lime Jello awaits. It's going to be good. I can feel it. It's going to be good. Or it's going to be like this. I'll give you a preview. It's going to be like this. And then I'll put my pause screen. It's going to be like that, or it's going to be like, hey, this is pretty good. Let's talk. Let's keep going. So one way or the other, choose your own adventure. That's how it's going to be. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me. Please make sure you hit the like before you take off. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. If you want to join this community, it's super fun. I enjoy it so much. And have a great rest of your day. Stay tuned. Keep those notifications on because another stream is bound to happen. And then next week, we'll be hitting up probably the last panel on that master study. And that's going to be good to finish up that burn master study. Go watch all the other stuff over again. Promote the channel. And I will see you guys all soon. Mark's Music Obsession was first in the chat. He'll be in the credits. Take care, everybody. Let's go. Yeah. White and nerdy. That's right. Like and subscribble. That's right. I haven't seen that in a while. Awesome to see that. It's true. Jello is a good choice. I don't record. What do you mean you don't record? What was your vote? In honor of 600 subs, a recipe. Yeah, I would try it with you, Rocky, but I don't have the ingredients. I don't feel like going to the store again. John, where did John go? Never made it that way, but okay. John might have disappeared by dinner. That's right. That's right. Lime Jello stream. That's right. We're missing a John. That's right. That's right. All right. Unhinged. What's up? R.I.P. Unhinged. I'm out of here, man. I'm out of here. Go watch it. Go watch it on repeat. And go vote or vote in the comments. Watch all the books that I reviewed. Let us know in the comments which one you want. Which one you like the best. I'm trying to get more of a community poll on what people's books are favorite of the week that I go over. So I don't know if, the winner was Thing versus the Marvel Universe. So your vote doesn't matter. No, it does matter. Please leave it in the comments. All right. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.